lots more, exclusively on BJL Weekly with Fatou Guy.
Hello and welcome to Sports Tonight with me, Ndebusu. Coming up in the next half hour, the Vice President, Dr. Esutunjai, said the urged Gambians to revive wrestling as Banjul triumphed in the first National Wrestling Championship. JNOC hones the skills of its member associations in sports administration and sports medicine. And we look back at Euro 2012 as Spain successfully retained the European Championship. The Banjul City Council wrestling side is crowned winners of the first edition of the National Wrestling Championship organized by the National Sports Council in collaboration with the Gambia Wrestling Association. The championship pitted the participation of the 7 administrative regions with some prominent Senegalese wrestlers also taking center stage at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. Grts was there in the 3-day event. The 3-day National Wrestling Championship ended Sunday at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. Banjul emerged champions of the first edition of the National Wrestling Championship with 76 points, beating off competition from the contending administrative regions. The national event also saw the collaboration of the ECOWAS Businesswomen Federation and Entrepreneurship Gambia chapter, which was held on Saturday with Yahoo Jal and Baimanjai winning the Women's Championship. Pap Morlo and Bala Gaide made surprising appearances as guests. The Vice President and Minister for Women's Affairs, Dr. Esutunjai Saidi, witnessed the ceremony. The finals of the wrestling competition was held on Sunday with the City Boys, clinching most of the titles over the rest of the regions. West Coast Region followed in second place with 50 points, and Kanifi Municipality in third place, securing 45 points. North Bank Region, who have in their ranks one of the most promising young wrestlers, Bakari Jaju alias Leket, came out fourth with 40 points, whilst Upper River Region and Central River Region got 10 and 5 points respectively, with Lower River Region being the only absent region. Trophies and cash prizes were presented to individual winners and regions. For GRTS Sports, I am Ndebusu. Well, amongst the scores of wrestling fans at the Independence Stadium was the Vice President Dr. Esutunjai Saidi. Madam Jai Saidi, who witnessed day 2 of the championship, urged the Gambians to embrace wrestling and revive the traditional sport.
I was discussing with the Minister of Youth and Sports, and we all agreed that maybe we should have popularized the regional competitions first. That would have encouraged those in the region to also come and attend the national one, where everybody would be seconding your own wrestler. But as you know, the President has really been promoting wrestling in this country, let's face it. If we have to be honest, he's done a lot. In Kanilai, I told you, here even in Arenside and Madi here before, as well as also in this July 22nd Square. He's promoted a lot of wrestling competitions. So really, it's not lack of political will. The will is there. Now, it's now the Minister of Youth and Sport. This is their first trial. This is the time that they did the regional ones, and then it culminated in a national wrestling competition. And our Senegalese brothers also came to join us. I think it's a wonderful beginning. For me, I'm not worried about the crowd here. This is just the beginning. But you have to also encourage the youth to have interest in wrestling. But again, you can see that the Senegalese type of wrestling, which is boxing, as it were, Boredor, what they call, I guess it has gained more popularity than our traditional one. But we should bring it up. Maybe have both eventually and bring it up to that level, because we need boxers too. We have a boxers association here in the Gambia. And now we have a wrestlers association, and we had it before, Jaju and others. And of course, they are doing a good job. So for me, it's just a beginning. And government is committed. That's why the president supported it. That's why he asked me to represent him here. Because the flag is named after all. So it's a good beginning as far as I'm concerned. And I'm happy that the women and the youth are involved, because that's the majority of the population in the Gambia. Once they show interest, just like as they do in football and in other activities or cultural activities, I guess we'll make a headway with wrestling. Wrestling is what we can call our own as Africans. Really, football is not ours. but it's a popular game internationally. But wrestling is ours, so let's promote it internationally. Senegal has done a good job doing that. This rest of the sub-region has, and Gambia is coming up, thanks to His Excellency the President and thanks to the Second Republic. So we are not doing badly.
Since you came into the stadium, what has been your impression about the whole event?
Yeah, I think it's a good event. As I said, it's a good beginning. The wrestlers have given their best. So I would call upon Gambians, let them come in en masse to lend support to the Minister of Youth and Sport, to His Excellency the President, because he loves wrestling. You know that. The flag is named after him. And Balagay is here, you've seen. Balagay is here and he's participated. He surprised us by coming. But he's here. So let Gambians come tomorrow and see what he will be doing. And he has a lot of fans in the Gambia. I know they'll respond. Among the youth, among the elders, among the women. I have no doubt in my mind that tomorrow might be even a more successful event than today. Thank you.
A final message to the stakeholders in the wrestling industry to promote wrestling, because it has been a call that has been vibrating over the years. Would you have any final message for them to make sure that they work hard and make sure that things get to where Gambians want it to be?
But I think it's everybody's business, not just the association. Association is coordinating, but it's every Gambian who loves your culture and tradition. And wrestling is all, as I said, all tribes. It's our tradition, it's our culture in this country. So why don't we promote it at the regional level? I think everybody, regional governors, the chiefs, the alcalos, all the sports associations out there should show interest in wrestling, just as they do in football, like I told you, in Nawetans and Norans and so on. So we hope that people will show interest. This is ours. And as we rightly say, it creates employment for the young people. And even for the griots and everybody, drummers, everybody would benefit. It has a trickling down effect, not just for the wrestler, but for everybody else involved in the competition. So I'm calling upon Gambians to respond. This is another gold mine and another opportunity, really. We are not only promoting sports, but we are promoting professionalism in sports. Some of these wrestlers might tomorrow go and compete internationally. And you remember we won I think we once won at the level of ECOWAS. So we are not doing bad. So why don't we encourage our wrestlers? We have the will. And where there's a will, there's always a way. And the government has a sports policy which incorporates traditional sports. And the National Center for Arts and Culture under Ministry of Tourism and Culture is also trying to promote cultural activities, and wrestling is one of those. So really, we are not doing bad. So I encourage Gambians really to come forward and lend support. Every Gambian, every well-meaning Gambian, to support wrestling and to support sports in general, and the private sector in particular.
Finally, this is a traditional sport, and it will be very important for you to summarize and give advice in Wolof for the benefit of our Wolof listeners.
Man li ma doon wax rek mooy bëre lu am solo la te ñun ñoo ko moom yeneen yëpp moomuñ ko de waaye bëre ñoo ko moom comme que ñoo ko moom dañ ko war a dekkil dañ ko war a dundal ni ko président Jammeh gi buggee ni ko ministre of Youth and Sports buggee ni ko ni National Center for Arts and Culture buggee ni ko Gambien bépp Gambien bu bugg a culture ni mu ko buggee foog naa amoon na fi time wrestling amoon na fi doole waaye dafa dee président Jammeh moo ko dekkil kon maa ngi ñaan Gambien si ñu dundal ko parce que youth su bari mun nañ ci am liggéey parce que mu youth si mun nañoo nekk promoters mun nañoo nekk sports journalists mun nañoo nekk wrestlers mun nañoo nekk sabarkat mun nañoo nekk anything even organizing committees so really gis nga ni mu yóbboo yeneen réew yi ci kanam ñu ngi samp ay néeg ñu ngi ci am mun cee dundal seen njaboot gi mun cee jëm kanam def ko itam métier loolu laa bëgg a Gambien si itam def definitely am na jëm kanam ñun am nañ luwaay yëpp fii teral nañ ko National Sports Council am nañ policy sports policy te laal na traditional sports soo seetee National Center for Arts and Culture ci aada yi ñu laal yëpp génn wrestling boole nañ ko ci bëre kon nag bëre bi nañ ko jëmal kanam man loolu rek laay ñaan njëriñi Gambia ci nekk njëriñi réew mi yëpp ci nekk mag ak ndaw góor ak jigéen.
A 7-day sports administration course and a 4-day sports medicine course organized by the Gambia National Olympic Committee is underway. The capacity enhancement is being attended by members of the GNOC affiliated association and other stakeholders and seeks to broaden the knowledge of the participants on sports administration and sports medicine. The training, as MS Jha reports, is amongst GNOC's numerous initiatives to empower the national associations to effectively promote and develop their various sporting disciplines.
These two capacity enhancement programs, one for sports administrators and the other for sports medics, are part of a series of training being lined up by the Gambian National Olympic Committee to capacitize members of the affiliated national sports associations. Speaking at the opening ceremonies of both the sports administration course and sports medicine course, being simultaneous